Hello. This week has been extremely not ideal. I didn't do much. Not much happened. I mean, stuff did happen, but it's gonna be left for another vlog. And now it's Friday. So for us to not be waiting for something to do, I'm gonna execute the plan of putting the new pots on the wall in the balcony. Not sure I'm gonna have the time for that because it's already 5, but we're gonna try. And I think after that, I'm gonna go through a bit of a rant of what didn't happen this week. So I guess this vlog's gonna be a mashup of whatever I managed. I cut my hair. I usually cut my hair, so I know it doesn't look like it changed much, but it's got more layers now because it tends to lose its layers as it grows. And also the part is back in the middle. So yeah, let's go drill some holes. So, I wanted to talk about this week and how it went or how it didn't go. And I'm sorry if the rest of this video is just gonna be me ranting and venting about stuff, but I don't really have much to show because I didn't really do much filming this week except for the one thing that I wanted to show you, and it didn't end up working quite right. So we're hopefully gonna do that next week. And for this week, I'm gonna do some more gardening just so we're not left without anything. But this week was sort of a typical do what you gotta do week. I worked at my job, I followed my schedule, I went to the gym, I ate my diet, and I'm pretty proud of that I followed everything that I wanted to do. There were also some events, like one of our neighbors kept ringing our doorbell and asking about the TV signal because she didn't have signal on her TV, but we don't even have TV in our room, in our house. Like, we do have TV, we just watch Netflix and YouTube. We never watch actual live TV, so we don't have that hooked up to our TV. So I don't even know if there is TV signal or not. And she was asking that. She talked to the building manager. And there was one day where she just showed up with a technician and she wanted to get in our house and looked at the cables and all. And I was in the middle of a meeting, and my boyfriend was also in the middle of a meeting, so we just couldn't, like, we weren't expecting someone to show up and try to get into our house out of the blue. So anyway, we ended up sending her away, and afterwards my boyfriend went down to apologize, set things right, just because it was so unexpected. So I think we were a bit shocked, and I think we did sound a bit angry. But the thing is, she was at least supposed to warn us that she was gonna come with a technician. Anyway, things are solved now. So that was one thing that happened during the week. Another thing is, I've been thinking about focus and this whole channel thing, where I want to go, why I'm doing this, being vulnerable on the internet, which is pretty weird. Things that I never really talk about because I'm not a talker. I don't usually talk to a lot of people or say much of what I think. And I'm thinking this whole channel thing is an attempt at improving that, I guess. Saying what I think, being more articulate, and maybe reflecting on stuff and not putting everything on my therapist. Of course, I do talk to my boyfriend, but it's like sometimes you gotta ramble for a long time before you reach some epiphany or something. The channel is also an attempt at me doing stuff that I know is imperfect and just putting it out there and having, I guess, the freedom of mind of knowing that it's okay to have imperfect things related to you. Because I'm a pretty avid perfectionist that if I don't do stuff that's perfect, I beat myself up and I rather not do it. When in reality, you're gonna do stuff that is imperfect for a whole while before you're good at it. So, yeah. What I was saying about focus, that I've been thinking about it, is that I feel like vlogging is a good way of just having a creative outlet that isn't focused on anything because it's just like my life. So I can do whatever I want at any day and just show it. So that's what I've been doing. I've been gardening, I've been hanging up curtains, I've been just talking about my boring life. But I also would like to have at least one thing that is consistent and focused, like something you can think about as being my thing when you think about me. So the most obvious thing for me would be working out and the gym and the whole bodybuilding thing. We're gonna have nail sounding the whole video, and that's because of Pubbie. So don't mind that. So if there is one thing that I do that I like and that it's no effort for me, is working out. I love working out. I love seeing the results. I love seeing improvements. I love the feeling of it. I love thinking about lifting heavier weights every time I do it because it's just a sense of satisfaction thinking that in other aspects of your life you can also lift a weight. Like you're not gonna be suffering to carry the groceries upstairs. You're not going to be suffering to move furniture around or doing any sort of hands-on job. I really like that I'm, I guess you can say, independent in that sense, that I'm strong. It isn't for the aesthetic of it. It's solely because I love being strong. And of course, the aesthetic aspect comes along with it. So I love looking muscular. And surely I also love being healthy because I'm sure that makes me healthier than if I was a sedentary, sit on your butt gamer all day long. And much of my job involves just sitting on my butt all day long. And I try to change as much of it as I can. I try to do the treadmill while I work or while I game, and that makes me happy. It makes me feel like I'm not neglecting my body, the thing that makes me keep doing stuff every day. But I wouldn't want this to be my focus. And upon reflecting on that, I don't know why I wouldn't want this to be my focus because I guess I'm much more than that, and that is something that feels, I guess, shallow and effortless for me. Like you just work out. It isn't a big deal, and it isn't, you don't have to know much about it. You just gotta do it. And any way you do it is better than not doing it, you know? Unless you're injuring yourself, which might be bad for you. So you gotta know at least some things. But those things are pretty obvious. And the thing that gets me the most is that I'm not a professional at it. I'm not a personal trainer. I'm not a coach. I didn't study formally for that. I don't have any credentials to talk about it. I did some research for a while. I did make my own workouts, but actually right now I do have a personal trainer, and that makes me feel even less knowledgeable at it because he's the one doing all the work. I just gotta go there and do what it says. So who am I to talk about it? So anyway, I don't want working out to be my thing because it's already enough of my thing, and I want to be more than that. And maybe you're gonna hate me for that. Maybe me saying that it's easy for me and effortless and just something that you do and it's no big deal is gonna make you angry. And if that's it, I'm sorry. But people just gotta do what they gotta do. If you don't like working out, you can do something else. You can walk, you can run, you can play any sports, you can dance. Dancing is a big form of exercise. You can hike, you can bike. There are so many forms of exercise. Just do one of them. And you don't even have to do it like to exert yourself. You gotta just do it every day. Just do some light form of exercise every day. And you're not gonna be setting yourself back. You're gonna be at least staying in place. Because if you don't do something, you're setting yourself back. But if you're doing anything, any minimal thing, then you're just keeping it where you are. And that's the least you can do for your body. So I guess now I'm talking about exercising, which is what I didn't want to do. So yeah, I don't know what the channel is gonna be in the future. The thing about focus is that I don't feel passionate about anything else other than exercise. Although I game, I don't feel passionate about gaming. I don't feel passionate about coding. I don't feel passionate about gardening. Those are things that I do because I feel like I can do them. And if they're there to be done, then I do them. But they're not something that I'm looking forward to. And it's funny to say that when you're talking about gaming because like gaming is supposed to be fun, right? Playing games is supposed to be fun. And I'm gonna talk about that with my therapist. She's just on vacation. So I'm using you as the rubber duck for the time being. Sorry. So I don't know where we are at with this whole talk. I guess we're at the same point we were when we started. I have no focus. I don't know what I want to focus on, but I'm gonna keep doing it because maybe while doing it, I will find out. So, on another note, I bought some plants. I got us some plants so we can put in the planters that I hung up in the balcony. You saw me do that before. So, I'm gonna show you what I got, and we're gonna do that. So for the upper planters, I wanted some plants that cascade down. So I got this one, which is gonna like hopefully start to cascade like so. And we're gonna hang her and we're gonna plant it into one of the planters or the other one on the wall. We have these plants, which looks way larger on camera than it is in real life, I promise. But I think we can do like at least two planters with this one. And for the ones on the ground, because we have two lower ones that are right on the ground, I got these, which are some dark red. I don't even know their names. And the guy at the store, he did tell me the names of all the plants, and I can't remember any of them. We got dark red, and we got light red. Because red is the one other color that I like besides black. And I think they look pretty good. And I'm afraid they're gonna look too Christmassy because green and red. But right now, I do think they look awesome. But before all that, actually, I'm gonna have to go to the gym in the afternoon because it's already midday and they close at 1. So I'm not gonna have the time to work out right now. So I'm gonna do the plans and then I'm gonna go to the gym. I want to divide this plant into two and put like each half in a planter. So let's see how well this goes. It's like untangling earphones out here. Here we have it. Pleased with the results. I don't think they look very Christmassy, like I was afraid of. I think they look pretty good. This is the herbs. The tomatoes are getting pretty big. Very nice. I put some more soil in the lettuce so it gets a little higher. And the plants are cascading nicely as I wanted. Then we have another little plant right in here. Oh, hi! So yeah, the space is looking ever nicer. And I'm gonna show you the ones from inside the house as well. Oh, and this one is also liking the space. It looks like it's starting to cascade down, which is something I like. Every now and then I come and trim it on the top a little bit so it doesn't go haywire towards the outside of the balcony. So I think it's looking good. And this is what I do with some of the cuts. And the other tree we put in the house is looking nice as well, hanging in there. And the other plants I got is just in here on the corner on the other balcony because yeah, I couldn't find a nice place for her in the other balcony for now. This vlog is gonna end here, so if you made it to the end, thank you. And maybe leave me a comment to tell me how you feel about everything that I said, if you can relate to that, or maybe if you have any advice, if you have any experience with stuff like that. And catch me next week. Maybe I will find my focus.